Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. Guns N' Roses doing their cover of the theme to Live and Let Die, one of the iconic James Bond films. On the phone calling from 2 hours outside of London, I'm honored. James King, host of the No Time to Die James Bond podcast. Good morning, James. What time is it in your neck of the woods?
Morning, Johnny. In my neck of the woods, it's currently coming up to 3 p.m., 3 in the afternoon.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's get right to it now. I've mentioned this before. I remember the Saturday Night Live, the American comedy classic show when, I'm trying to remember when it was, but James Bond himself was the host, Daniel Craig. And at the end of the show, he said, don't miss No Time to Die opening this coming Friday at a theater near you. And then the pandemic hit, and it never opened. How long has this film been postponed?
Yeah, several times, actually. It was postponed even before the pandemic, just as a lot of films often are. They don't always run to time. And then it was meant to be coming out spring 2020, then later on in the fall 2020. Then we had a delay this year as well. So it has been a while coming. The only thing I'd say is, obviously, I was very aware of all these. The only thing I'd say is, as soon as you watch the film, because it's classic James Bond, you completely forget about all those delays. So the delays have been such a big thing for the last 18 months. But actually, now that it's out, now that you can go and watch it, I think you'll forget about the delays very quickly.
Okay. So you've seen the film, yes?
Yeah, I went to the royal premiere. We had a big premiere in London last week because the movie opened here last week in the United Kingdom. And various members of UK royalty were there, which was very exciting, and the cast and crew were there. So I saw it at the Royal Albert Hall, which is a wonderful venue in central London.
Well, of course. There's an iconic venue. It was mentioned in A Day in the Life by the Beatles. But wow, so you've seen it. No spoilers. Now, I got to tell you, I was not wowed by Daniel Craig in that first one he did. Was it Casino Royale? Was that the first one he
That's
did?
Right.
I wasn't.
That's right, yeah.
It wasn't until Skyfall, which I think was the third, if I'm right. I love him now. And this is his last one, or is he going to, you think he'll come back for another?
No, he said this is his last one. He's been very definite about it being his last one. And I don't think you're alone. You know, I think he was a real change when he came on board, when he took the role for Casino Royale. So different to Pierce Brosnan, so different to actors who had come before him. So for some people, it did take a while for us to really get to love Daniel Craig. But now that this is his fifth movie, I think we have really settled in with him as 007. To the point, actually, where it's kind of hard to imagine anybody else doing the role. Obviously, they will do, because this is his last film. But he's really made it his own. He now looks very comfortable playing James Bond.
Is there any guest appearance from Pussy Galore? No, I was just kidding around. It's an old James Bond joke. But how about the villain? I'm a huge fan of, I'm a huge fan. Is it Rami Malek? Malek? He was
That's right,
Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Just amazing. Is he a good villain?
Well, he's a classic James Bond villain. You know, he told me when I interviewed him for this podcast, he said that he went back and looked at other villains, especially Javier Bardem, who played Silva in Skyfall, and I think just other villains generally from the movie world. So you can see that he's done his homework when he plays the villain. But what's quite interesting about this movie is that obviously there is a villain in it. Obviously there is a big edge-of-your-seat storyline. But there's also a lot about James Bond's private life, his personal life, his emotions. So actually, I think the film is as much about James Bond the character, James Bond the guy, as it is about James Bond saving the world from a villain.
Well, I can't wait to see it. I'll be first in line this weekend, or second in line, third in line. James King, host of the No Time to Die James Bond podcast. We can get that wherever podcasts are found, right?
That's right, yes, it's everywhere, and it's a real deep dive into this movie into the Bond legacy, so I hope everybody enjoys it.
Well, thank you for coming on the Johnny Rock Show. I tell you what, your phone line from 2 hours outside of London sounds better than some of my guests that are, I don't know, one state away. That's unbelievable. Hey, thank you for coming on the Johnny Rock Show. Say hi to Pussy Galore. I had to get that in there one more time. Thank you, James King. Hello? James. Oh. Well, he hung up on me. He was shaken, not stirred. Yeah, check out the podcast. No Time to Die. And by the way, while we're talking about James Bond, we have a new sponsor of the Johnny Rock Show.
Who are you?
Bong. James Bong.
From the producers of For Your Bloodshot Eyes Only and The Spleef Who Loved Me comes James Bong, starring in Fry Another Day.
Are you trying to save us from the evil mastermind?
No, Mary Jane. I'm just looking for this total badass Acapulco Goldfinger.
James Bond, 00711, from Zigzag Pictures.
Zigzag Pictures, huh?
Johnny Rock Show, Rockin' 101, The Rock Station.